Right, Cam Jeffers, welcome to the ITV Sport YouTube channel. It's been 24 hours since a kind of weird Team Ineos announcement of Chris Froome leaving, not this year, not this season, but in the 2021 season. I found out about it on their Instagram, but how did you find out about it?
Yeah, I think through Instagram as well. I think it's one of those, it's not come as a surprise. I think this has been bubbling up for the last few months. He's had links to Israel Cycling Academy for a couple of months now, even though they've denied the rumours that they always do. I think we saw this coming.
Whilst we expected it to happen, it came at a weird time because I feel like there was a peak in the rumours like 3-4 weeks ago. Everyone denied it, and then it sort of went quiet. And I thought, oh well, maybe nothing's going to get announced until after the Tour de France is finished. So do you think it was Ineos? Brailsford said it was Ineos wanting to get ahead of it and quell all the rumour mill, or do you think Israel were going to just announce it and Ineos got caught sort of on the back foot and had to put something out?
Who announced it first? Was it Ineos or was it Israel?
I think Ineos just before Israel. I haven't looked at the timestamps, but I'm pretty sure it was Ineos. It was just such a short statement.
I'm pretty sure it was Ineos as well, and I think it was. I guess we're never going to know, but I reckon off the top of my head that Ineos decided to say first, like, look, we're not re-signing him, and then Israel sort of scrambled around and thought, oh no, we've got to put something out there, because the pictures that they used on their Instagram was just kind of the most random set of 4 pictures I thought that they could find. It's just pictures of the team, the current team, and the managers and the DS. It wasn't, there wasn't any pictures with Froome in or anything. So I thought it was quite a quick kind of slapdash announcement that they made.
Yeah, well, I guess we found both of them weird. I found the Ineos one. I know there was a longer press release, I guess, on their website, but their Instagram one was like a 5-liner where they just said,
thanks, bye.
Thanks for the 10 years. Yeah, we're not renewing him. This is what I really want to get to. What's going to happen in the Tour de France this year? I mean, the rumours and the people speculating on who was going to be the leader between Thomas, Froome and Bernal, that's going to get even more intense now that we know that Froome is leaving next season.
Yeah, I think my initial thoughts is that he's going to be relegated down to third man. I think it's a hard one, and I know Ineos are they're very calculated with what they do, and then if Froome's going well, then I kind of fully expect them to back Froome. But I think if they've got 3 guys on kind of the similar level, then Geraint Thomas and Egan Bernal are going to certainly be the two favourites with Froome leaving. They're not going to give him any kind of helping hand if that's going to be his last proper race with the team.
Yeah, I think there's 0 chance Egan Bernal will ride for Froome. There's just no way. Even before this came out, Bernal was saying things in the media like, nah, I won the Tour last year. I'm in my early 20s. I'm the up-and-coming guy. Well, not even up-and-coming. He won the Tour. That kind of sparked all the rumours about, well, how's Froome, 4-time winner of the Tour de France, going to deal with joint leadership? And then now that he's leaving, it doesn't make sense for Bernal to ride in support of him. And from Ineos' perspective, who do you want to win? The guy, your young star in an emerging, becoming a much bigger market, Colombia, for cycling, and who's contracted for years, or the guy who's Froome, who's leaving next year to Israel?
We might have a Contador Lance situation where they're both, the rivalry within the team, or a movie star. Obviously, as we've seen in the past, the kind of the tensions between that team.
And there's levels to this, right? There's like peak disruption within a team is like Movistar, Marc Soler shouting on the road. Ineos' worst ever was probably Froome when he was pulling too hard for Wiggins in 2012. And stuff spilled out a little bit there. That wasn't as bad as the Movistar stuff. So do you think it was a good move for Froome to push for leadership at Ineos, demand leadership? I mean, he has every right to. And not getting that leadership, which is what Brailsford has said, and I think Froome has said, to then look for a move at Israel Startup Nation. He's obviously getting paid, it's in the media, I think, at €5 million a year, which I don't think Ineos is willing to pay as well. So maybe it's a combination of money and leadership. But do you think it's a good move for him to be moving across to Israel?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. At the end of the day, Froome's a winner, right? And as a competitive person, as someone who's won so much in the past, he's not going to be content with being told that, look, you're going to be joint leader or you're going to be second man to Bernal of Geraint. And also he's got to think that he's coming into sort of the later years of his career now. He's getting on a bit. You've got a £15 million or €50 million pay sort of packet, reported pay packet coming through. You're thinking, let's take the money whilst we can and kind of we can retire happy and content and rich for the rest of our lives.
And we want to hear from you. Comment down below 2 things. Do you think it was a good move for Froome to demand leadership from Ineos, and given that they didn't give it to him, move to Israel Startup Nation? And secondly, what position on GC do you think Chris Froome is going to come this year in the 2020 Tour de France? Comment that down below. All right, so the hard questions and what I've already been thinking about, and I haven't heard your view on this. What condition do you actually think Froome will be in the Tour de France?
It can go one of 2 ways. It completely depends on his mentality now. He's either going to think, right, I'm going to have one last big crack to kind of prove to everyone that I'm top dog, I'm the man. There's 3 of us here, and and I'm Chris Froome, and I'm going to win. Or he's going to have his eyes sort of set on next year, and he might just kind of take the rest of this year, more relaxed, kind of back off his training a bit, maybe spend more time with his family, and then towards the back end of the year, gear up to a new season with a new team.
I think he won't be able to help himself, and he's going to want to win the Tour de France. He keeps saying, I want to win my 5th Tour de France, and he means this year as well. He's going to be going to the Tour de France with Ineos, which is what everyone initially thought, well, if they're not re-signing for next year, are they even going to take him to the Tour? And they are going to take him, they say, and he's going. So I think he's that competitive a person. I know he's like mild-mannered and everything, but inside, you don't win 4 Tour de France's being like
a nice guy.
Yeah, like he's a competitive guy and he's going to want to win.
But I think kind of as a whole, it's going to make for the sport of cycling, I think Froome leaving Ineos is probably one of the best things in recent years. We've seen with everyone's heard of the Ineos train, and the fact and how they've dominated races over the past 9 years since they kind of started. And I think the next year is probably going to be the most exciting year for a long time. We've got the Jumbo Visma who've just seemed to be getting stronger and stronger every year. We're going to see Tom Dumoulin, Roglic, and now with Froome moving to Israel, hopefully we're going to have 3 teams kind of battling it out, as opposed to just one. So I think it's going to make cycling a bit more exciting, which is what it needs. It desperately needs that. So I think it's going to be a good thing.
Particularly the Tour de France. I mean, everyone loved the Tour last year because it was new faces. Egan Bernal, young guy from Colombia. Pinot was doing really well until he had the leg contusion, and it was just so open. There was attacking racing. And then next year, with Froome going to a completely different team, it's going to get even more exciting. If you want to watch the Tour de France this year, it's going to be on ITV4. Starts on the 29th of August, and they'll be showing a 1-hour highlights package, 7 p.m. each night, London time. Yeah, so now that Ineos have got, I think, around 4 million euro cleared off the books next year with Froome going, are they going to sign some classics guys who typically have a lower base salary and have higher incentives? Are they going to sign some younger British riders? I mean, you probably have a better insight into who they could be signing out of the younger British crop as well.
Sky and Ineos used to be sort of British cycling used to be almost a feeder into Ineos back in the day. We've seen riders like Pete Kennaugh, Luke Rowe, Alex Dowsett, Lawless, Owen Doull, and a whole host of other riders that have come through that British cycling program and into Ineos. But I think recently, with Brailsford and Shane Sutton kind of stepping back from the teams, and Dave Brailsford stepping back from British cycling, I think now it's kind of less so more of that feeder. But yeah, I think with that extra money now, the extra salary that they're going to save on Froome, I think we're going to see them signing more and more younger British riders. It's always been a British. They've always kind of credited themselves as being a British team, wanting to win the Tour of British riders. And there's a whole host of sort of young guys coming through the UK ranks at the minute. I guess the most notable one is Tom Pidcock. So Yeah, I think we're going to see some more kind of younger British guys coming through, which then might sort of go on to do great things and be the next Chris Froome, right?
That'd be great to see if they maybe had a bit more balance between, Tour de France is the whole focus and a more whole year approach where British fans can get more involved in some of the classics throughout the year. Thanks, Cam. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for your time. Good to get a British perspective on the mood with Froome going to Israel Startup Nation. If you want to check out Cam's channel, he covers cycling, particularly a lot of adventure cycling in the UK and the UK racing scene. Check his channel out at Cameron Jeffers.
Thank you. Cheers for having me.
And if you want to follow ITV Cycling's coverage, subscribe down below, click the notification bell, and check out their website, ITV Cycling, as well. Links in the description. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. I'm the Lanterne Rouge, and there's going to be plenty more cycling and Tour de France content coming out on this ITV Sport YouTube channel in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you later. Ciao.